James 1:12, blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. A crown of life to those who love him. Blessed is the one who endures temptation. Temptation is not so much about like, oh, I just gave into some sin. Yes, temptation will lead you into sin, but temptation will also lead you into an overwork in ministry that keeps you from the Lord. Temptation will lead you into imbalance in anything to where your eyes actually shift from looking at Jesus and looking at your family through Jesus, looking at your friendships through Jesus, looking at your work through Jesus, looking at your ministry through Jesus, to where you start to look at everything else. And so you start to actually see Jesus through everyone else. And then your perception of Jesus becomes very, very distorted. Verse 14 says, but each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Jesus says, if you don't give in to temptation, which leads to this unholy desire, it gives birth to sin, and then it's death. If you don't do that, you'll wear the crown of life. And that is a matter of not being distracted, tempted to just look another way. And James says, blessed is the man who endures. Blessed is the man who keeps looking at him. Blessed is the man that when he's lured and when he's tempted and when he's distraction, just keeps looking at the one who wears the crown, because that person then will receive the crown of life. Your focus is a picture of your love. He says the person who doesn't start turning at temptation, turning at temptation, that person will receive the crown of life because they love him and their eyes cannot be moved. Keep your eyes on the King who wears the crown so that you may receive the crown of life.